In the heart of Manhattan, where skyscrapers cast long shadows over bustling streets, Lila stood trembling outside the towering glass headquarters of Sterling Enterprises. Her worn coat, threadbare at the cuffs, barely shielded her from the December chill. At 23, she carried the weight of a life shaped by hardship, orphaned young, raised in foster homes, and now scraping by as a diner waitress in Brooklyn. Yet, her eyes held a quiet fire, a resilience forged in struggle. She clutched a crumpled letter, its edges soft from countless readings, and took a deep breath before stepping into the polished lobby. The receptionist, pristine in a tailored blazer, eyed Lila's scuffed sneakers with thinly veiled disdain. "Do you have an appointment?" she asked, her tone sharp. I need to see Mr. Ethan Sterling," Lila said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "It's urgent. It's about his late wife." The receptionist's brow arched, but something in Lila's unwavering gaze made her pick up the phone. Minutes later, Lila was ushered into an elevator that shot upward to the penthouse office. The doors opened to a world of sleek marble and floor-to-ceiling windows, where Ethan Sterling stood gazing out at the city skyline. At 35, he was a man who commanded rooms, sharp jawline, tailored suit, and eyes that missed nothing. The youngest billionaire CEO in tech, he built an empire on innovation, but his personal life was a closed book since his wife, Claire, died 2 years ago. "Who are you?" Ethan's voice was clipped, his posture rigid as he turned to face her. Lila swallowed, clutching the letter tighter. "My name is Lila Hayes. I was hired by your wife, Claire, before she passed. She asked me to be a surrogate, to carry your child." The air in the room seemed to vanish. Ethan's face froze, his eyes narrowing. "That's impossible. Claire would have told me." "She didn't want you to know," Lila said softly, stepping forward to offer the letter. "She wrote this. For you." Ethan stared at the envelope, his fingers hesitating before taking it. The handwriting was unmistakably Claire's, elegant, precise. He tore it open, his breath catching as he read. Asterisk, my dearest Ethan. If you're reading this, I'm gone, and Lila has found you. I chose her because I saw her heart, her kindness, her strength. I knew you'd grieve, but I couldn't bear to leave you without a piece of us. She's carrying our child, created with love from the embryos we saved. Please, trust her. Let this be my last gift to you. Forever yours, Claire Asterisk. Ethan's knees buckled, and he sank into a chair, the letter trembling in his hands. Lila stood silently, her own heart aching. She remembered the day Claire approached her at the diner, frail but radiant, her cancer diagnosis hidden beneath a warm smile. Claire had seen Lila give her last $10 to a homeless woman outside, and that act of selflessness sparked their connection. Over weeks, they talked, bonded, and Claire shared her dream of giving Ethan a family, even after she was gone. Why didn't she tell me? Ethan whispered, more to himself than Lila. She wanted to protect you, Lila said. She knew you'd try to stop her, to focus on her treatment instead. She said this was her way of keeping you both alive. Ethan's gaze flicked to Lila's worn coat, her calloused hands. Why you? Why would you agree to this? Lila's cheeks flushed, but her voice held steady. I grew up with nothing. No family, no safety net. Claire offered me a chance to give someone else what I never had, a home, love. And she paid for my brother's medical bills. He's all I have left. Ethan stared, processing. The child, his child, was real, growing inside this stranger who radiated quiet dignity. But doubt gnawed at him. Was this a scam? A ploy for his fortune? He built walls around his heart since Claire's death, trusting no one. Yet the letter, Claire's words, felt like a tether to her. I need proof, he said finally, his voice cold. A DNA test, legal documents. Everything. Lila nodded, unsurprised. I have the clinic records. Claire's lawyer has the contract. I'm not here for your money, Mr. Sterling. I'm here because I promised her. Over the next weeks, Ethan's team verified every detail. The clinic confirmed the embryo transfer, the lawyer produced Claire's signed directives, and Lila's story held up under scrutiny. She lived in a cramped studio apartment, worked double shifts, and sent every spare cent to her brother's hospital. Ethan, meanwhile, wrestled with emotions he'd buried: grief, hope, and a growing respect for Lila's selflessness. He insisted she move into his Upper East Side penthouse, citing the need to monitor the pregnancy. Lila resisted, valuing her independence, but relented when Ethan offered to fund her brother's experimental treatment. Their coexistence was uneasy at first. Ethan was guarded, Lila defiant, each navigating the strange intimacy of their shared purpose. But late-night conversations over tea softened the edges. Lila shared stories of her childhood, her dreams of becoming a teacher. Ethan, in rare moments, spoke of Claire, her laugh, her love for starry nights. As Lila's pregnancy progressed, so did their bond. Ethan marveled at her strength, her refusal to complain despite morning sickness and long hours. One evening, when a snowstorm trapped them in the penthouse, Lila taught him to cook her grandmother's cornbread recipe, their laughter filling the sterile kitchen. For the first time in years, Ethan felt human again, not just a CEO. But the past wasn't done with them. A tabloid leaked the story, painting Lila as a gold digger and Ethan as a fool. The headline stung, but Lila faced the scrutiny with grace, refusing to hide. Ethan, enraged, hired a PR team to protect her, realizing how much he'd come to care. The turning point came when Lila's brother, recovering thanks to Ethan's funding, visited. His gratitude, raw and unfiltered, shattered Ethan's last defenses. Lila wasn't just carrying his child, she was family. The climax came in the delivery room, 8 months later. Lila, gripping Ethan's hand, brought their daughter, Claire-Elise, into the world. Tears streamed down Ethan's face as he held the tiny, perfect girl, her eyes a mirror of her mother's. Lila, exhausted but radiant, watched them, her heart full. She'd fulfilled her promise. In the months that followed, Ethan and Lila co-parented, their lives intertwined not by obligation but by choice. Ethan funded a scholarship program in Lila's name, helping foster kids like her pursue education. Lila, now studying to become a teacher, moved into her own apartment but remained a constant in Claire-Elise's life. The story didn't end with a fairy tale romance but with something deeper, a family born of kindness, trust, and shared humanity. Word spread, not through tabloids, but through quiet acts. Lila's selflessness inspired Ethan's employees to volunteer, to give. Strangers sent letters, moved by the story of a poor girl and a billionaire united by a dying woman's love. In a world often divided, their story became a beacon, proof that even in grief, humanity could build something beautiful.